South Africa, and a very, very warm welcome to you. This is Afternoon Express, and my name is Jeannie D. Now, the quality of life we live is measured according to health, comfortability, enjoying life's events, and the environment we live in. Sadly, over the past couple of decades, the quality of the environment we live in has been deteriorating due to numerous factors, which is why today it's known as World Environment Day, and it is a day dedicated to encouraging awareness and action to protect our environment. So we meet Shobna Perster, the Corporate Affairs Director of Unilever South Africa, to chat about the importance of recycling and the role of reclaimers in our current recycling system. Plus, we meet 8-year-old Alex Arendse, who has spent the last 2 years raising awareness on the harmful damage plastic waste has had on our ocean, and 9-year-old Tshepiso Motapa, who runs a non-profit organization called the Saboka Foundation, which helps orphaned and vulnerable children who are living with HIV/AIDS, along with her mother, Mtapelo Motapo. I mean, these kids are unbelievable. What are you doing with your life when you at 8 years old aren't saving the planet? So we're also going to be chatting to nuclear physicist Senamila Masango about WISE Africa, an NGO that provides leadership to young people wishing to enter the fields of science and technology. And we would love for you to join the conversation online and tell us how clean your neighborhood is and how are you helping to improve it. Tweet us at Afternoon Chat using the official hashtag Afternoon Express, or comment on our Facebook page. We love hearing from you.
Happy World Environmental Day, and to all of our Muslim viewers, a very, very happy and blessed Eid. Good afternoon, South Africa. My name is Balisa Tembe, and in the loft with me is Amanda. Miss Amanda, please.
Hi, girl.
Girl, you are cooking up a storm as usual, making one of my personal favorites, especially in the winter, a butternut soup.
Yes, it is also my favorite. Very easy to make and super delicious.
Super delicious, super creamy. I can't wait to get stuck into that. Absolutely. And if you want to join in the fun in the kitchen to make that, SMS the keyword EAT to 33650. But for now, over to you, Jeannie.
Thank you so much, Pali. Now, according to the World Health Organization, and this is an incredible stat, approximately 7 million people die worldwide prematurely each year from air pollution, and 1 million of those people are from Africa. Now, with this year's theme for World Environment Day being air pollution, we are joined by Michelle Koyama, an attorney at the Center for Environmental Rights, to chat about the importance of living in a healthy environment and what can we do to reduce pollution in our communities. Welcome to Afternoon Express.
Hi, thanks for having me.
So what exactly does the Center for Environmental Rights do?
Well, we're an activist group of activist lawyers that help communities and civil society organizations realize their rights to a healthy environment. And we do that through litigation and advocacy on environmental issues.
Okay, so you're not tying yourself to a tree anytime soon.
Sometimes.
The minute I hear the word advocate, activist, that's exactly what I think of. But sometimes it is necessary. So, of course, the theme for this year's World Environmental Day is air pollution. I mean, air pollution. I remember a few years ago I was in China, and there was never a day with the blue sky because the air was so polluted. And when you blew your nose at night, you knew exactly what kind of pollution you were inhaling.
Yeah.
But I had no idea that it was not as bad, but also really, really bad in Africa.
Yeah, so as you know, this year's theme for World Environmental Day is, beat air pollution.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't realize that air pollution is not only an environmental issue, but a health issue. I mean, just as you were speaking about, you blow your nose and, all that stuff comes out, right? So basically, when we breathe in unhealthy air into our lungs, it gets into the bloodstream, and then it causes cancer, asthma, low IQ in children, all sorts of things. And the biggest polluter is coal-fired power station. So, we need to pay attention to air pollution because it's a health issue.
How bad is our air in South Africa?
Well, the government's declared 3 priority areas. So priority areas are really hotspots for toxic air. And these priority areas cover certain parts of Mpumalanga, Joburg, Gauteng.
Oh, you'd never say Mpumalanga because there it's so green and lush and like you'd think that the air there is beautiful. So where are the other hotspots?
So the three
Mpumalanga?
hotspots are Highveld priority area,
Okay.
Vaal Triangle priority area, and then also the Waterberg priority area. And some of the provinces that are covered is Free State, Northwest, Limpopo, Gauteng, Mpumalanga, and Mpumalanga region has about 12 coal-fired power stations, so it's and mines as well, which contribute to the unhealthy air.
So what does it mean for people who live in those environments?
Well, it's pretty bad because these areas were declared hotspot areas with a view of, putting a management plan in place so that you can improve the air quality.
Have there been scientific studies that have shown that people who do live in those areas have suffered?
Yeah, absolutely. So, as you were saying, 1 million people die every year as a result of outdoor air pollution. And most recent studies in the Highveld and all the priority areas have shown that there's around 2,000 deaths per year as a result of air pollution from coal-fired power stations. And also, it's costing the government about 34 billion rands per year.
Do you know there are parts in China where people have to walk around with masks all the time or carry around little oxygen tanks if the air is too polluted to actually inhale? We cannot allow that to happen in South Africa. So what can we do to make sure that our air is going to be as clean and as pure and as breathable as possible?
Yeah. Well, a lot of the work that needs to be done is through government. We need to actually transition from coal into some of the alternative renewables. Because coal-fired power station is one of the biggest polluters, together with industries and so forth. But there are some things, we don't need to despair. There are some things that individuals can do as well, such as switching off the lights when not necessary, because all the lights comes from coal-fired power stations.
Okay. Save on electricity as much as possible.
Save on electricity, and then take public transport.
Okay.
There's a few other things that we...
And if an appliance isn't being used, switch it off at the power. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you.
Thank you for all of your activism, helping us have healthy, clean, breathable air.
Thank you so much.
Those statistics are crazy. Head over to our social media platforms and share how you are helping to improve the cleanliness of your neighborhood by tweeting us at Afternoon Chat using the hashtag Afternoon Express or comment on our Facebook page. Now, after the break, we chat to nuclear physicist Senamile Masango about the Wise Africa NGO. See you after the break.
Our guests on Afternoon Express fly domestically with Mango. Enjoy outstanding service, online check-in and seat selection. With the widest booking and payment options, Mango is the only airline globally to accept store charge cards as a means of payment. Fly in comfort with ergonomically efficient seats for more legroom aboard a fleet of new generation Boeing 737-800 aircraft. Join the guests of Afternoon Express and fly Mango. Our guests on Afternoon Express fly domestically with Mango. Enjoy outstanding service, online check-in and seat selection. With the widest booking and payment options, Mango is the only airline globally to accept store charge cards as a means of payment. Fly in comfort with ergonomically efficient seats for more legroom aboard a fleet of new generation Boeing 737-800 aircraft. Join the guests of Afternoon Express and fly Mango. Welcome back to Afternoon Express, and if you think this looks weird, well, I'll tell you what's happening. So we absolutely love it when we find something that's delicious and healthy, and that's very easy to grab and eat on the go. Now, Clover's new Fruits of the Forest ticks all of those boxes, and now comes with added ingredients and vitamins that makes this the ultimate household staple that everybody will absolutely love. So in honor of the new range, I have arranged a fun little game for us to play. I love a fun little game. And I've got some of the ingredients here today that can be found in this new range, and I'm literally putting these two on a blind date. It's a blind taste test. And of course, you can feel it, you can smell it, you can taste it, but I need you to try and guess what it is, okay?
Okay.
So,
First of all, I want to say that this is so unfair because I feel like this is Amanda's job, like as a chef, as someone
what, to eat and to taste?
to know what food
Sorry,
is.
you are also a student of life.
Can I also make a disclaimer?
Yeah.
Nobody must blame my school that I went to. It's not their fault. It's raining in Cape Town and I have allergies and sinuses.
Excuses. Jeannie, let's go straight into the first
Guys.
one. I'm excited. I've got my
Okay.
winning face on.
Let's start with... Okay, I'm going to put one each in your hand. There you go.
Oh. Ooh, I know what this is. This is easy. This is easy.
I know this
I know what this
what
is.
this
Can I
one
say
is.
it?
You can say it.
It's a raspberry.
Raspberry.
Ah, perfect.
That one was
Okay.
easy.
Can we
They
eat
got it right. You can eat it. Okay, the next one.
I already ate it.
Okay. Now, this one is a household staple. It is one of the finest things ever. I love it. I love eating it.
It's ticklish. Why is it ticklish in my hand?
Oh, that was me. I just tickled your hand.
Can I?
Just
Okay.
because you're cute.
So I don't know. What are you feeling, Amanda? This is grainy. It kind of feels like it's part. I don't know if this is just sugar.
Oh, this is so dry.
It's a household
It's
staple.
so
It can
dry.
be eaten in so many ways.
It's so dry. I know what it is.
It's breakfast stuff. It's oats.
Yay! Correct. It is in fact
Amanda would
oats.
say, let's high five, but you know.
Now, this ingredient is known as nature's candy, and it's super rich in antioxidants. And yeah, you've already gotten that one. So then,
Okay.
the next one, our next ingredient, is a super healthy snack. It's rich in vitamin E, which can help lower blood pressure and inflammation. I love it. I eat it as a snack. I put some in salads. I
is
put
not-
it in other things that I cook. I'm just going to feed myself it. Why?
Oh, I think I know what this is.
Tell me.
The pressure of it all. Sunflower seeds.
Yes! Ali gets the score. Brilliant. Okay. Now, this next one is known as a superfruit because it's really high in vitamins and nutrients. And it is absolutely my favorite. It's so high in vitamin C. It's the highest thing that is.
It's sticky. Why is it sticky?
Yes! You could have just smelt it.
I love guava.
Yeah, just smell would give you, oh, I love guava. It is so high in vitamin C, it's absolutely delicious. Now, this next one is a classic. More vitamins than an orange. It also comes in so many different forms. It's amazing, it's tasty.
First of all, I just want to say
There you go.
shout
Check it
out to
out.
all of our blind viewers out there. This is a lot more difficult than it seems. Okay, that's a... this is one of my favorites too, but Amanda, I'm going to give you this one. You know what this is. This is easy.
It's a strawberry.
It's a strawberry.
Look at you just standing there eating. You knew the answer like 10 minutes ago, but you're just standing here drinking.
I'm going to make a fruit salad.
I don't even think they're playing the game anymore. I think they totally just here
We're
for the
eating.
food. They just came for the food. Okay, so now I think that we all love this one. It's really high in fiber and it's really delicious. I love this. There you go. I'll give some to you. Some to you. I'm just using my hands.
This is very difficult, first of all. No,
You know what this is? Again, they're not concerned with giving me the answers. They just want to eat.
This is some granola. This is some
Perfect.
granola.
Granola, correct. Now, this one might be a little bit tricky, but it's quite synonymous with helping fight off certain diseases and infections. So,
Diseases and infections.
yeah, it's so good for you.
Jeannie, I don't believe you.
Yeah, taste it. I'm the most believable
Okay, I'm gonna
person
try
in the
smell
world.
this.
Yeah, Amanda knows.
This is good. My baby brother, shout out to you, Pongoletu. He says, don't be a raisin. Are these raisins?
No.
How? Quang, quang, quang.
Amanda, what is it?
They've got that. It's my mom's favorite. She likes to put it in like. It's that thing they use the granola girl.
Cranberry.
There you go.
Yes, when you've got a bladder infection. So next time you're looking for a quick, healthy breakfast that's packed with real fruit, real cereal, real taste, and over 10 vitamins, then Clover's Fruits of the Forest might just be what you're looking for. It's delicious. Stay with the...
Clover Fruits of the Forest. Creamy and fruity.
Made with love by Clover.
Now, Senamile Masango is South Africa's first black female nuclear physicist, and she joins us to tell us more about the WISE Africa NGO, which provides leadership to young people wishing to enter the fields of science and technology. Welcome back to Afternoon Express.
Hi, Jenny. Thank you so much for inviting me.
I love having you here because you are basically the most, you're essentially the most intelligent woman in the country.
No. I'm a hard worker. I'm not a straight A student. I work hard.
But that's such an inspiring message, I think, for all of these girls in the country that are watching today, watching you today, to know that anything you can do in your life, you can do if you do work hard. I mean, you're a nuclear physicist.
Yes, I am a nuclear physicist.
Tell
And
everyone, what does a nuclear physicist do?
a nuclear physicist, some they can do applications, but I'm in the theoretical side, so I study the nucleus itself. So I don't want to go there because it's too abstract and very intense.
Why is it important for women to get involved in the science faculty?
It is very important so that young people can contribute towards this, to provide solution in our country. Because South Africans, we are consumers instead of producers. So if we involve young people who are passionate to contribute towards the economy of our country, so that one is also very important. And about you, WISE Africa, what we do in WISE Africa, we provide leadership and role models for young people, especially to the disadvantaged communities.
So WISE is your NGO, so it's
Yes,
women in science and engineering in Africa.
Yes.
So why did you start it?
I started it because when I started my undergrad degree, I had no mentor, I had no role model. So I made a lot of mistakes. Imagine a young girl, I started my undergrad while I was 16 years old, so I was not responsible back then. So I want to fill the gap, and I also want to take science to the rural communities, because rural girls, they don't have any hope, and girls are being discouraged at the early age not to take science subject because it's too difficult for them. So I want to change the perception around science. I want young people to stop seeing science as a problem, but see science as something that they can use to solve their own problems.
You know, I interviewed this lady, and I'm sure you know her. She's the first black female chancellor at UCT. And she said to me, if you tell somebody when they're young that science is hard, maths is hard, then they're going to grow up believing that it's hard.
It's a mental problem.
But if that's not in your story, if you don't tell somebody that it's hard and you can't do it, then it just becomes another subject and it becomes achievable and, and doable.
Yes, it's what I do usually. I go to school and encourage them. I'm from a rural area. I didn't attend a Model C school. I attend also a government school. And I'm from Gwanongoma, which is a deep rural area. So if Senamile can do it, they can also do it themselves.
And I mean, of course, she's not only, in my opinion, the most intelligent person I know, but you're also friends with our prayers now. Tell me.
No,
I'm not. Fabulous friends. No, I love old Cyril.
So
how is Cyril doing?
Okay. So I'm passionate about education. And no one chooses to be pure. Everyone in South Africa deserves a quality education. So that is what I've been advocating for. So I told our president that they must invest more in education because no one chooses to be poor. And again, as young people, we have responded to the call to make education fashionable.
Yeah.
So we want to contribute something in our economy. It's highly time as South Africa where we must be producers, not consumers at all the time. And again, we must produce more of our own PhD graduates who are ready for the fourth industrial revolution.
So how was it received? What did he say to you when you told him that?
He said, we have to meet. I'm still waiting for his call.
Oh, well, from your lips to God's ears, I think that is an amazing thing to tell him.
Yes.
When are you going to see him again?
I don't know. I'm just waiting for his call.
Oh, that is amazing.
He's a busy man, so I'm just waiting for his call.
But he lives up the road, so we'll pop in for a drink after work if you want. So I think that is such an important point. Make education fashionable.
Yes, we must make
because
education.
it is fashionable. It is cool. When you are educated, when you are smart, when you're successful, there's no better fashion than that, my friend.
And education is key to sustainable development.
Exactly. Thank you so much for being here again. It's always so lovely to see you.
Thank you so much.
It being World Environmental Day, we've been asking you on social media, how do you clean up your environment or your neighborhood, of course? And we've got some lovely messages here. We've got Dumsani saying, well, my neighborhood is not clean, but I can improve by picking up papers every day in the yard. It's small, it starts small, and then, of course, it can filter in to the greater neighborhood. So after the break, we meet Sobna Persad, the Corporate Affairs Director of Unilever South Africa, to chat about the importance of recycling. Plus, we make a delightful butternut soup with Chef Amanda. See you after the break.
Our guests on Afternoon Express fly domestically with Mango. Enjoy outstanding service, online check-in and seat selection. With the widest booking and payment options, Mango is the only airline globally to accept store charge cards as a means of payment. Fly in comfort with ergonomically efficient seats for more legroom aboard a fleet of new generation Boeing 737-800 aircraft. Join the guests of Afternoon Express and fly Mango.
What does it mean to be the face of Ponds? A few words come to mind. Empowered. Glamorous. With new opportunities. And if you think you have what it takes, simply enter by purchasing any Ponds product and visiting faceofponds.co.za to upload your photo, your bio, and the last 4 digits of your product's unique barcode. I am the face of Ponds. Are you?
Welcome back to Afternoon Express. So what is the biggest energy user in your home?
I would think maybe a geyser.
I think it's me. No, but seriously, the biggest, like, what would cost you the most?
The
I suppose,
most.
in electricity.
Maybe an appliance, one of our appliances. What's like the major big?
Well, if you have an air conditioner in your home, then it's more than likely the biggest monthly guzzler of electricity. So this week, we are featuring LG's air conditioner range and their premium Art Cool range features an energy-saving inverter compressor, which is sort of like the engine of the aircon. So what makes the inverter compressor so special is that it's able to operate at a lower speed than conventional compressors. You know, compressors, like if you run out of electricity, you get a compressor to like push out the energy, like a generator kind of thing. Only it pushes it out and then shoots out the energy, if that makes sense to you. But anyway, while maintaining a constant temperature, and this means that it saves massively on energy, up to 70%, in fact, which is a hell of a lot. And this means that with LG Art Cool, each month you'd be saving up to 70% on your air conditioning bill.
That
Which
is
means
a
your
lot.
electricity bill, ultimately. How amazing?
Love it.
We love that.
Design made sublime. LG Art Cool.
Ooh, that Art Cool is something I definitely need in my household. Now, in case you missed all the action on yesterday's cook-along, when we cooked with one of our chefs, Uzanele's recipe, fear not, we're about to make you a delightful butternut soup from her cookbook. Simply delicious and quick and easy meals. Now, with just a few ingredients, this recipe is one to repeat. SMS the keyword EAT to 33650 to get the list of ingredients sent to your phone. SMS costs R1.50 and for SMSs do not apply. So this seems like it is Chef Zanele's recipe, quick and easy meals.
It is so easy. It is so quick. Literally like 40 minutes. 30 of those is allowing the butternut to like simmer down and soften. Okay. And then the rest is just prep and garnishing, and then it's done.
Done and done. This is the first time I'm making a butternut soup. I've been spoiled because Willie's always comes as the preheated. You just put it in the oven,
microwave,
and it's done. So now we're making it from scratch, which I also love. Okay, so where do we start?
Okay, where we start is we're going to put in the margarine and let it melt.
Okay.
There we go.
Nice.
And then from there we add in the garlic.
Now, Chef Amanda, besides butternut soup being a super easy recipe and obviously giving a huge shout out to Chef Zanele, I love butternut soup because it is super affordable in terms of grocery shopping.
Yes.
Everyone eats it. It's a family-friendly meal. You probably have butternuts in your pantry already, so it's something that you can just play with at home.
Yeah.
And it's not breaking the bank.
It won't break the bank. And also, if you don't have butternut, you can also substitute with the pumpkin. Because same color, same difference.
Same difference.
Same
Is
difference.
it the same difference though?
Taste-wise, yeah, like the real connoisseurs will be like, this is not butternut.
Of course, but obviously if you're a family and you just want to provide and of course have a good hearty meal for the winter, this is one to try.
Okay, so we put the onion in and we let it soften. There we go.
Looking good. What's the next step?
We're going to add a little bit of cayenne just for a little bit of kick, a little bit of heat because it's cold, so we want to keep warm.
Definitely. This week, we've been trying some amazing things with cayenne pepper, amazing things with butternut, and obviously my favorite is onions in any meal. It just adds that flavor. It adds that little kick that we need. In fact, if we had some onions in our blind taste test, I'd probably know exactly what it is.
I would have known what that was. I would have known what that was.
Listen, if you want to try a butternut soup at home, SMS the keyword EAT to 33650, and you'll be receiving a very detailed step-by-step list of ingredients and recipes sent straight to your device.
Okay, so what we do now is we add the butternut. The onions are still a little bit crunchy, but it's okay because this is going to simmer for 30 minutes, so they will definitely soften up completely. We put the butternut in, and then we add our stock. We're not going to add the salt and pepper now because this is still going to reduce down. Okay. So when it reduces, the salt and pepper will intensify in taste. Nice. Now, you can always add more salt, but you can't take out what you've already put in.
Absolutely.
So it's better to just season it towards the end. So you let this like that.
We let it simmer, we let it come together. Yeah. Of course, we let our butternut soften so that we're able to puree it, of course, and get all that into liquid form. At the end of the day, it'll come out looking incredible like our finished product,
like this one over here.
I'm just ready to dish up.
Almost, girl, almost. So this one, we've already blitzed it, and it's all smooth and everything. And now we're going to take the cream, we add the cream.
Okay.
And this will give you that luxurious velvety feel to it.
Nice. Oh,
So you stir that in, and you'll see it'll lighten it up.
lighten up the color and
Yes.
obviously thin out the recipe.
Yes. You can also add a little bit of water if you feel that it's too thick for you. If it's too rich for you, you can add a little bit of water just to thin it out.
I
But
definitely
this-
prefer mine rich, thick
Me
and creamy
too.
so that I
Me
know
too.
that it is filling. And, you know, add in a little bit of chopped chilies in
There
there,
you go.
a little bit of cheese, mascarpone cheese, and we're good to go. Let me dish up for us. Something that we can enjoy during the ad break. And then we garnish as we please.
So, we're going to take the chives, sprinkle them over,
I'll add
the
the
croutons,
croutons
ready-made.
for that extra crunch. We'll add some of this, and as I'm adding the finishing
And
touches,
a little bit of cream.
make it look pretty, girl, whilst Amanda's adding the finishing touches. Remember to SMS the keyword EAT to 33650 and you can be enjoying a delicious butternut soup at home. But for now, over to you, Jeannie.
Thank you, Charlie. Now, coinciding with World Environment Day, Unilever South Africa, in partnership with the African Reclaimer Organization and the University of Wits, hosted a thought leadership event to discuss the status of South Africa's recycling circular economy. Now, they announced plans for a new project that is focused on formally integrating reclaimers into the recycling system. Shabna Perster, the Corporate Affairs Director of Unilever South Africa, joins us to share more about this project and the importance of recycling. But first, have a look at this.
It's unsettling to see a lot of people digging through my rubbish, but I understand why they're doing it.
Umphakathi thina uqale wasithatha njengabantu abamoshayo asithathi yonke into enye into sishiya khona estradini gcine kube sengathi manje senza imess lapha ngaphandle estradini.
So recycling is very far removed from my life. I want to make a difference, I'm just not sure where to start.
Abantu bangasinceda ngokuseparate umsebenzi loyo basikhiphele wona ngaphandle ngesikhathi. Mabengenza kanjalo ngicabanga ukuthi bazoba sisize kakhulu.
Wow, this looks absolutely amazing. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Jeannie, for having us on this very special World Environment Day.
Yeah, this looks like such a fantastic initiative. Do you want to explain it for us and why Unilever decided to get involved?
Well, waste pickers pick nearly or save municipalities almost 800 million rand annually. Wow. And this project is really looking at how we can make the work more valuable for reclaimers of South Africa. And government is looking at how they can make it more viable and bring them into the formal economy of South Africa. And they asked Wits University to produce guidelines that would enable government to do this. Yeah. And Unilever was really excited about this, and the Sunlight brand, because of their work on the recyclable bottle, partnered with the African Reclaimers Organization together with Wits to launch this project today. The pilot of which will be in Auckland Park and Brixton later in September.
It is absolutely a genius idea because, you know, when it comes to recycling, I think the biggest problem is people in general don't know how the systems work. So I think once you just throw something away in your bin, I don't think a lot of people consider what happens to what you're throwing away. So I think once you understand the story and once there's a better story than a landfill, then it makes you a little bit more conscious of what you're doing with your waste. So, I mean, what happens? So the reclaimers basically come to our homes and then take the waste, and then what does it work from there? How does it work?
So they basically sort and separate at landfill sites.
Okay.
Or basically help separate at that point and reclaim it from landfills.
Okay.
And it's really encouraging our viewers and consumers to separate and recycle what they can at the point of use. Yeah. And us as manufacturers really feel responsible from an environmental perspective in saving the planet overall. because if we don't, by 2050, there's going to be more plastic in the ocean than fish.
Exactly.
And every one of us collectively, together with consumers and communities and reclaimers, have to work together to take back that plastic and reuse it in the products that we make.
I can imagine that this is also doing something for the reclaimers. How is this changing their lives?
And it really is about giving them more dignity, more respect, and enabling them in a financial way to make more of a living. It's also about job creation, and our president has talked about job creation. And it has to be in a way that enables them to make a living wage in a respectable manner. And the funding that we're putting into this project is going to help not just pay for the plastic that they're collecting, but the service that they're providing. And hopefully the results of the pilot project will serve as a further guideline for government to look at what we can do for reclaimers across the country.
I'm sure Unilever, with their involvement in this, must have many milestones. I mean, what are the milestones that have already been reached, and what would you still want to reach in the future?
So we're really looking at all of our packaging being reusable, recyclable, or compostable by 2025.
Amazing.
And South Africa is actually leading the way globally for Unilever with our Sunlight bottle, which is 100% out of recyclable plastic. We really are looking at how we reclaim the plastic that's out in the environment in projects such as the ones we're doing with Wildlands in the Green Brick project. We also have a Green Desk project. So really looking at various projects that we can reuse our plastic.
Brilliant. What can we at home do to assist?
I think it's important to look at how you separate plastic that can be recycled. It's how we can support reclaimers in their quest to collect and recycle waste, and then really look at projects that can bring plastic back into into the workable environment collectively. And that's what it's about. Every one of us jointly working towards an environment that's a better place for all of us.
Amazing. It makes so much sense, and I think it's an absolutely amazing, amazing project. Thank you so much for sharing this amazing story with us. It's really, really fantastic. Lovely having you on the show.
Thank you, Jeannie. Thanks.
It's unsettling to see a lot of people digging through my rubbish, but I understand why they're doing it.
Umphakathi thina uqale wasithatha njengabantu abamoshayo, asithathi yonke into. Enye into sishiya khona estradini, gcine ukuthi sengathi manje senza imess lapha ngaphandle estradini.
So recycling is very far removed from my life. I want to make a difference, I'm just not sure where to start.
Abantu bangasinceda ngokuseparate umsebenzi loyo basikhiphele wona ngaphandle ngesikhathi. Ngabe ngenza kanjalo ngicabanga ukuthi bazoba sisize kakhulu.
Incredible work. We have to keep pushing and encouraging each other to get stuck in and involved. And doing so, we've been asking you on social media, what do you do around your neighborhood to make sure that it remains clean? Now we've got Sello here saying, hello Sello. I help lots by cleaning my neighborhood on weekends by picking up plastics and boxes and bottles and many things in our parks so that we have a nice clean park and clean environment. Shout out to you, Sello. We definitely need more people like you out there. Now after the break, we meet two incredible youngsters, Alex and Uchepisho, who are both doing their bit in their lives to make better in their environments. Plus, we are giving away Kiki dolls to 8 lucky young ladies who are doing amazing work in their communities. So do look out for that incredible, amazing competition.
What does it mean to be the face of Ponds? A few words come to mind. Empowered. Glamorous. With new opportunities. And if you think you have what it takes, simply enter by purchasing any Ponds product and visiting faceofponds.co.za to upload your photo, your bio, and the last 4 digits of your product's unique barcode. I am the face of Ponds. Are you?
Welcome back to Afternoon Express. Now, Afternoon Express and Akiki Dolls are very excited to be giving 8 lucky young ladies who are doing amazing work in their communities one of 8 Akiki Dolls. The competition is all about celebrating African heritage and culture, which is clearly shown through the aesthetics of the Akiki Dolls. A doll that embodies the sheer richness of African beauty and shows how big the world really is. Take a look.
My legacy, so to speak, was to have made a difference in the next generation where they learn to appreciate and to celebrate themselves. The idea of Akiki started with my daughter. Like any other mother, you start looking for toys. And for me, what was very important, I wanted something that she could identify with. We don't celebrate ourselves enough and how different we are.
I like about that she's brown like me. She's got poofy kinky hair.
The bigger picture we are attempting to convey with Akiki to little boys and girls is how big and diverse the world is and how different the entire world is from each other and within each other. And I think it's good for confidence, first of all, for little girls, and also respect for little boys to appreciate women differently from what we were taught to think that skinny, fair, and long hair is the only token of beauty.
It was a long journey. Of course, I had to do research in terms of how these things finally come to the shelves. When I found what I was looking for in terms of the body and the image of the doll, I then asked myself what would be the purpose, not only just for my daughter, but for other children out there. Self-confidence, appreciating yourself, healthy self-esteem, because these are things that you're not taught. But somehow, as you need to get these things to be able to push yourself in the world.
Main goal was exposing African culture, African fashion, African prints to the whole world. The Akiki doll speaks to anyone and everyone who is interested to know more about Africa. It's a doll that can tell you about African fashion and also travel in Africa, because the books that Akiki writes include traveling in South Africa, and there's plans of expanding it to beyond South Africa.
We don't have books out there that, you know, when you read, you can almost laugh because you can see yourself in that situation. So Akiki is the African girl, and my thing also is to expose our children to the rest of Africa and our diverse cultures. But inside those books, not only do I put a bit of the home language in there, what I've also tried to put is in terms of what is the moral of the story. So because with kids as well, mom can say something, but it's my mom who said it, why would I listen? But then if I read somewhere where it's reiterating what my mom is saying, then I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense. And because it is Akiki now who is saying it, then okay, yeah, then it must be the right thing to do. I want to build a generation of proud African citizens. One of the quotes I really like living by is, when you know better, you do better. So this is me doing better.
Oh, I love stories like that, and those dolls are absolutely gorgeous. Now, our next 2 guests are just remarkable. They are 2 incredible young ladies, Tshepiso and Alex, who are each doing amazing work in their respective communities. Alex is determined to save our oceans and the environment by reducing the use of plastic waste and by implementing ideas of how we can reuse and recycle our plastic waste. Now, Tshepiso, on the other hand, runs the Saboka Foundation, which is centered on improving the lives of children living with HIV/AIDS in impoverished communities. I mean, what are we doing with our lives? You ladies are so beyond inspiring, and thank you so much for the moms to be here as well. And you've raised such fine, fine girls. So, Alex, let's start with you. When did you realize that there was a problem and you needed to start collecting bottles and we had too much plastic?
When it was the drought in Cape Town.
The drought, yeah, it was bad, eh?
Yeah, so I was thinking about where all the bottle tops were going to.
Yeah.
So I saw an advert at my school, and they asked us to collect bottle tops, and they told us why we had to collect bottle tops.
So tell all the kids watching, why do we have to collect those bottle tops?
For the SMILE project.
And what does the SMILE project do?
It's when the doctors can do an operation on younger kids who have been born with cleft palate.
So how does it work? Now, all of the bottle tops that you've collected, what did you do with them?
I handed them into my library.
Yeah. And why do you think it's so important to help the community? Well, why did you think it was so important to collect all those bottle tops to help those kids?
Because I felt bad.
Oh, yeah, that's a good answer. And now, somebody also told me that you're also encouraging people to make these little bricks. Tell me about your bricks and the brick project.
The Eco Brick is a 2-liter bottle which you put plastic inside of when you're done with it. And if you stand on the Eco Brick and it doesn't make a dent, it's like a brick, so it can be made to build houses.
And then what happens with all of these Eco Bricks?
It can be made to use houses.
Look at me asking all the dumb questions. And so now everyone in your community is helping you by building all of these Eco Bricks.
Yes.
That's amazing. Well done. What did you feel when you realised that your daughter was doing all of these amazing, inspiring things?
Well, I think the schools are doing a great job. All of the schools are collecting bottle tops, they're collecting bread tags, and the young people are beginning to realise that if we don't do something very soon, we will end up with more plastic than fish in the oceans. And everyone loves sushi, and we're going to be able to have plastic instead of prawns in our sushi if we carry on this way.
Yeah, absolutely. Nobody wants that.
Yeah.
Chapisha, welcome to Afternoon Express.
Thank you so much.
Well done on all the amazing work that you do. Tell me how you started the Sabuka Foundation.
The foundation was founded in 2008, the year I was born, when my mother, Matapelo, a Sunday school teacher, visited the Sunday school children and was absolutely shocked by the amount of people in need in Joe Slovo and Dunedin.
And then what kind of work do you do? So you go together with your mum, and what kind of work do you do?
I helped with food preparation and distribution. We would give sandwiches and food. We would also do very nice Saturday activities, like watching movies and eating. It was just very nice.
Why do you think it's so important for young people to get involved, to do things like this in your communities, to help other people that don't have as much as we have?
It's very important for young people to get involved because it's also very educational, and it's very nice to just know and be very helpful to just help the people around.
Yeah, that's a very, very good answer. 8 and 9 years old, I'm so completely inspired. Your kids are incredible. So tell me, congratulations on raising such a fine young daughter.
Thank you.
Tell me about some of the work that you see her doing and why it's important to encourage other younger children to get involved.
We do a lot of projects in Joe Slovo in Dunedin, but our base is in Joe Slovo mainly. And Sabuka Foundation is an opportunity for her to serve and to just show love, because love is a beautiful thing. When we love people, especially those who are less fortunate, it covers the multitude of things that they are going through. And for children to start learning at an early age that they don't need to be selfish, they become selfless, they are able to share. The project she loved the most is a Christmas project that we do. We were the first to do Christmas in Joe Slovo, so she was able to help me choose gifts because she's a child. What children like to do, we will pack them. I remember we did overnight. We were just wrapping them, making them beautiful. And then she assisted me with characters, which characters will kids love. So just being involved and participating.
Well, can I tell you two girls something? So this is a very important lesson that I have learned in my life. When you do well and you give to other people, the world gives back to you even more. So it's always good to have a big open heart and do lots for other people, because all of that kindness and love will come back to you. So we've got little prezzies for you. Thank you so much. There's one for you. And there's one for you. Thank you so much for being such absolutely amazing environmental ambassadors and for saving our planet. Thank you for the work that you do. I love you, kids. So to nominate a young lady to become an Akiki Dolls recipient, please send us an email at entries@cardova.tv detailing her story of how she has uplifted and made a change in her community, just like our two fabulous ambassadors here. And share a picture of her and the city in which she stays. And the competition is open, and will remain open until the 19th of June. And of course, we'll be sending her one of these dolls if she's done such outstanding work like the two girls that we have here on our couch. And of course, T's and C's do apply, so check them all out on afternoonexpress.co.za.
Well done. That is so beautiful. Dynamite really does come in small packages, superstars. And shout out to the moms for backing your girls. Now, we've been asking you on social media, how do you keep your neighborhood clean? And we have Cynthia Stewart here saying, I work at an outdoor camp that teaches kids team building and leadership skills, but also environmental. And during environmental classes, we teach kids how to preserve their environments in fun ways. And the messages that we have for them, they do take in and can see improvements. So basically, we teach our kids more so that they can be influenced and influence the parents, and then the parents influence their neighborhood, and eventually the whole community has a role in keeping it clean. Shout out to you, Cynthia, for the incredible work that you're doing. Stay tuned, because after the break, we continue the conversation on our couch. See you then.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express. You know, when I see kids like that we've had in the loft today, it really gives me hope for our future, that it's going to be nice and bright.
So bright.
Because they're amazing.
And for me, that is the epitome of Youth Month. We're lifting and encouraging our young kids to do any and everything. I mean, there's no age limit in terms of, you know, making a difference.
Yeah, I mean, what were you doing when you were 8?
I was definitely playing with the Barbie dolls that they were just gifted. I'm telling you, I was just having the time of my life, getting dirty, getting stuck in. But you know what? I'm now learning that, you know, anyone can do anything.
Exactly. So thank you so much for joining us on the show. Tomorrow we meet stylist and fashion guru Mzikayise Mkokeli.
Yep, absolutely. And I'll be coming to you live from Johannesburg at the Old Mutual Amp Studios, which I'm very excited for.
We'll see you then. Until tomorrow, good night and God bless. Mwah.
Afternoon Express, made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.